Hello and welcome to another planning appeal video case study. I'm John Peters, and in this video I'm going to explain how we overcame a recent refusal by Kensington and Chelsea Council for one of our clients. This planning appeal was to overcome the refusal for the proposed addition of a single-storey mansard roof extension towards the rear of an existing roof, adding a roof terrace towards the front of the property. That was refused by the local authority, and in this case that's Kensington and Chelsea Planning Department. Our client was initially booked in for a free no obligation consultation to run through the refusal reasons that had been used by Kensington and Chelsea Council and to evaluate if an appeal was viable or an alternative option would be best suited. The free no obligation consultation, which took about half an hour, found that in this case it was viable for appeal to the Planning Inspectorate, taking the decision process away from Kensington and Chelsea Council Planning Department. This case was refused by Kensington and Chelsea for the following reasons. The proposed roof extension and its associated dormers, terrace and balustrading, by virtue of their form, architectural design, massing and scale, would introduce an unwelcome bulk and massing to the building and would fail to preserve the character and appearance of the building, mews and wider Royal Hospital conservation area. The proposal would harm would cause less than substantial harm to the conservation area and to the setting of the adjacent Grade 2 listed terrace and Wellington Square, and there are no public benefits that outweigh the harm caused. A perfectly challenging case with not only the type of roof extension it was, but also it was in London. And just to top it off, in a heritage setting, all reasons that gain refusals by themselves. It's not unusual for us to find a number of errors in local authority planning officers' decisions. These errors do help support the appeal. We do suspect the increase in these errors has been caused recently by cutbacks at local authorities and unprecedented increases in workloads that are piled on the reduced numbers of planning officers. Many of you are repeatedly stating to us that during your application process that nobody contacted you and you had no correspondence throughout. The first thing you knew was receiving the refusal notice from the council, and in some cases it's when you actually received a letter from ourselves. With planning appeals, experience matters. Our specialist appeals team, who handle over 2.5% of all planning appeals in England and Wales that are currently produced and submitted, start by producing a comprehensive and robust appeals statement. That this specific case covered 33 pages. It was just over 8,200 words. It's important to detail in the appeal statement where the local authority failed in their assessment of the case and how, and where possible, both local and national policies apply in favour of the appeal. Additionally, if possible, bring in similar cases that the Planning Inspectorate have found in favour of at appeal. Obviously, with the back catalogue we have of wins, we're able to use these cases and what the inspector said in them as additional argument to support the case we're working on. Recently, we did have a client who stated that a competitor had said to them that they use our wins to help them produce their appeals. I suppose that is a compliment to our team. But obviously, with that methodology, it does not give them the underlying knowledge to be able to adapt arguments to the specific case. It is important to know that no two cases are the same, and the arguments need to be produced for the specific case in hand. Once an appeal statement is completed, we send the document to our client asking them to check that they are happy for us to submit the case, and if we need to add any information, it's done at this time. The client may have previously forgotten to supply it to us. Then we submit the case to the Planning Inspectorate. It's vitally important that all documents and responses are submitted on time throughout the appeal process, as failure to do so will result in the appeal not being successful, something we hear about often when people attempt an appeal for the first time. Always ensure you use a professional who has considerable experience of appeals. It is worth asking them for some recent successful planning appeal case studies like the ones you find on our website. Due to the large number of cases we represent, we have a dedicated team that liaises with the Planning Inspectorate on a daily basis. For this appeal, an independent planning inspector from the Planning Inspectorate visited our site on the 28th of May, and we're pleased to confirm that the appeal was upheld and permission granted on the 20th of June in a 3-page appeal decision notice. If you'd like to find out if we can help you with your planning appeal, complete our online form on our website www.planningappealsuk.com, and our new case support team will arrange for a free no obligation consultation with one of our planning appeal assessment professionals. Would you like to find an appeal case study for a certain type of application or even in a selected area? We have so many and not all of them are published or filmed, but that does not mean that we cannot show you what you're looking for. Ask our planning appeal assessment professional during your free no obligation consultation. Thank you for taking the time to watch this planning appeal case study video, and I look forward to producing the next one very shortly. Thanks a lot. Bye.